Dan, you've always been a staunch and vocal supporter of Britain leaving the European Union, but you've also been a staunch advocate throughout your political career of free markets. I wonder, who do you think are the best non-British advocates of free markets that you come across in the European Union? And do they tend to agree with you on the faults of the European Union? Do they tend to support the breakup of the EU? Or are they actually on the pro-European Union side of the argument?
I mean, there are some great free market thinkers in Europe, and particularly among the young people. There are some great student organisations that are, in our terms, libertarian movements. But when I look at the continental supporters of capitalism and personal freedom and free markets, they are rarely directly involved with politics. There are academics who have dipped a toe into the political field. I'm thinking of people like Pedro Schwartz in Spain, Roland Waubel in Germany, Antonio Martino in Italy. He was the supremely successful one in that he went on to be foreign minister, but they all made their biggest mark as thinkers. Which brings us to the paradox of the free market movement. We have won the battle of ideas while losing the battle of implementation. What do I mean by that? Well, the IEA is coming up for 60 years old. When the IEA was founded, arguments had to be made that nowadays have been won. Nobody now argues from first principles in favour of the state regulating how much you can earn, what you can charge for your goods. Nobody argues for state plans saying how many chocolate bars and cars we need to produce. And yet, although that intellectual victory has been won, we have not been able to capitalise on it in the sense of translating it into public policy. Taxes are higher than ever. The percentage of the economy taken by state spending is higher than ever. And the fields which people now regard as proper for government intervention is wider than it was 60 years ago when this institute was founded. How do we explain that paradox, that we're winning the arguments, but the state keeps growing? Well, this is about how government works. The brilliant academics make their arguments, but the politicians become encased in the state machine, surrounded by the permanent apparatchiks who have a personal vested interest in the enlargement of state power. And that's why we need a completely different kind of political structure. One where you don't just get the right people, but you change the way it's done, or that wonderful way that Milton Friedman put it in the 70s. It's not about getting the right people into power. It's about creating a climate where even the wrong people will do the right thing.